Hi, I'm Lee Watts from Audi Alto Pennant Hills, and today I'm going to do the run through on the Q5. So what we've got, basic operation to start with on the key, unlock, lock and double tap to open the boot. Now all Audi Q5s are equipped with the hands-free tailgate, which the sensors for them are located down near these parking sensor system. All it takes to open the boot is a simple in and out kick, as you'll see me do. And that sets the sensor off. It's the pull away kick that actually sets it off, so that way it opens the boot. Now the same thing can happen to close the boot, but we do have the internal buttons here with the lock to leave the car, lock the vehicle, or just to close. So we're going to do that. Close that up there. They do have resisting points, so they will pop open or pop shut if they do tap anything. Now if you do lock the vehicle, so the lights flash, and if we do press to lock and hold the button for more than 3 seconds, we'll see the sunroof and the windows close up. Alternative to that, if we do hold the unlock button for more than 5 seconds, we can then open the vehicle, only if the settings turned on, which I'll show you that in a second. So as we're going to go around to the driver's door, I'll show you how to use the keyless entry. Now simply, as long as the key is on your person, you can walk up to the vehicle, grab the handle like so, and that will unlock the car. To lock, we simply tap the little square on one of the doors, and that will lock the vehicle. If it is set up so that you can fold the mirrors on locking, those mirrors will then fold in at this point. So as we grab the handle, that'll unlock it. We can now enter into the car. On the driver's seat, all Q5s are equipped with electric driver seats, and that's with electric lumbar. So all we simply do is move the little position here in the shape of the seat in order to get the correct direction and support that we need. If we need to lift up, we lift up that button and that will lift or lower the seat. Same with the front there. Little round disc at the front is the electric lumbar support, which is going to be in the middle of the back here, and that'll help you adjust and pivot right in the correct position for yourself. Over on the driver's door here, we've got the lock and internal buttons. We've got the internal window controls, and we've got the child locks on the back there. Right here at the front, we've then got our mirror controls, which adjust the external mirror points. And on the Sport and SQ5 models, they'll actually have the memory buttons here on the driver's door side. All heating can be done by simply just turning and reversing that to there. Internally, you can still open the boot, right, from the driver's door, and that's just a click and a pull, and that'll open the boot internal side. From the driver's side on the door part here, we've got the lighting controls, which consists of obviously auto and manual adjustment there. As you can see, there's not really much of a reason to flick it off the auto, but you can have parkers for obviously bad conditions if you want to park aside. Headlights on all the time if you prefer to do so, or of course switching the system off. It will prompt you when it gets dark, and it will actually alert you on the dashboard. You do need to turn on your headlights. As I mentioned before, auto controls is the main feature that most people would use. In order to adjust the dash lighting at night, simply push in this little button, little rotary knob, turn that around to adjust that at night, click that back in for safe storage. As you can see with the internal side of the cockpit, everything's quite well arranged. Now for European standard cars, we've got the normal blinkers on the left, wipers on the right. As we see those internal controls there, go back to the stalks here, as per usual, down, up, pulling in order to flash the high beams. Over here on the right side, we've got our controls here laid out on the inside of the actual blade there, and I'll start the car up so that we can see that better. Now in order to start the vehicle, foot pressed on the brake, nice and firmly, car will always be in park. We simply just press the start button here once. As long as the key is on us, that vehicle has now started up, made it nice and easy to obviously operate everything now. So here on the right side, as you'll see, we've got the wiper controls. Now they consist of obviously moving this up and down in order to action it. And you can see on the right side there, that little control there. So we've got it in the off position at the moment. One click up will set it to automatic. Next switch up, we'll set it to a low speed wiper. and then one additional switch up will set it to the high speed. Now, when we're on automatic, this little control bar here, which I'll just flick aside, then adjusts the rate that the auto wipers engage, so with more water or less water, depending on how you feel. Now, as per usual with most wiper controls, if you pull that towards yourself, so if we pull that here, we'll then spray the front windows. If we push away, that'll then activate the rear wiper. Now, all Q5s come with an auto rear wiper, so if the front wipers are on and you engage a reverse gear, that wiper will engage on the back, making it clear and visible behind. Just going back to here, we've got, of course, the blinkers. Like I mentioned before, and most European cars have it, we do a single one press, we get that 3 blink sort of lane change or quick indication. There's no need to lock it on like you do need here. Simple one click allows us to have those 3 blink indicators if we're changing a lane or pulling out or just want to indicate to someone where we're going. The virtual cockpit, again standard across the all-new Q5 range, is very clear and easy to see. There's multiple views and controls that we can go through, and that's all located here, again on the steering wheel. Now, the steering wheel controls here on the left side are the important part to be able to control the upper panel there. On this top part, we've got the left and right controls. Those are designed to work with these upper position sort of stages or screens. Now, if I click across, we'll go from the driver data through to our chosen media at the moment, which of course is set to the USB. Now, that can be changed by pressing this lower button here on the left. We can click that, switch to radio. I'll use the little toggle here now to press in, and that's now changed over. As you've seen, the radio's now kicked in. Here on the bottom right, this is our volume control, so I'm just going to mute that out at the moment. Now again, if I click to the left, we'll then go to our phone control, which no phone's paired here at this current point, and then to the left again, sorry, to the right, my apologies. To the right again, we're going to go to our virtual cockpit there. Right, nice, clean, easy and simple to do. Now, with having the virtual cockpit right there, this scroll wheel now enables us to be able to zoom in or of course zoom out based on what our preference is. If those dials are a little bit too small for you and you want to have the information being a little bit larger, I'm going to click the large view button here just next to the horn, and that will bring up a much larger, clearer to see activation there of the speedo, both digital and analog, and the rev guides. Over here on our left side, of course, digital fuel gauge. You'll see that present as we sort of change throughout. Now, the car will give you plenty of warnings with a low fuel tank. It'll then ask you if you want to go to certain fuel stations. Makes it very simple and easy to do when it comes to refueling. So click that view button there, re-enable that, and as you see, just that center screen there just becomes a little bit smaller. No problem with that. We're back on the driver data. Using again the scroll wheel, you can go between long-term, short-term memories and see all the driver assist functions. Down here on the right side, we've got our volume control, as I've just shown you before, and then all our abilities between going track back and forth. Right, so clicking left and right there, going between different radio stations, using the voice command, both the Audi voice command system and then of course your phone voice command if you press and hold for 2 seconds, and then a very simple click to pick up button on phone calls or click to hang up button as well. And when we do get phone calls through, they will display on both screens. So both here in the center on the virtual cockpit and over here on the left side with the main dashboard screen. We'll get a name, a number if it's available, obviously if that's paired up with your phone system, and the ability to answer, reject or ignore, in other words to mute it out while let the phone ring out and go to voicemail. We can control that all by clicking here or of course by simply pressing on the screen. As we move into that center console there, what we're going to do is see down the very bottom, we're going to start from the gear lever. The gear lever itself is quite easy and simple to use. However, it does become a little bit of a fun one when you've come from a moving gear lever or certainly a manual transmission. It's a planetary gear lever, so it'll never move from that location there. As I'm moving away there, nothing's happening because my foot's on the brake and I haven't pressed the engagement button here on the right side. This engagement button is the safety release, which also needs to be used with your foot on the brake. That way the car knows we're ready to go. Can't be disengaged when the car's not running. So you can't put the car into gear or into neutral when the car is not running or not active. So therefore it's a very safe system. all we simply do, place our hand on the gear lever. We're going to press this little button here on the right side, sorry, not working well today. And we're going to then slide it back into the desired gear. So in this case, I want to go into drive, and that's it. Nice and easy. It's now in drive. The car's ready to roll. If I want to then take that car and put that into reverse, I'm going to click it, I'm going to move it forward, and I'm going to go 1, 2 if I want to. And that's going to engage the reverse gear. Now reverse then enables the camera. And of course now we've got our camera loaded up on there. This particular car I'm sitting in is just equipped with the rear camera, not the 360 view camera. When the 360 view camera shows up, you will get the live picture of the 360 view here on the left side instead, and a range of options on the bottom to go through each individual camera. Back to the gear lever. When I'm completing my driving, I then press park. That engages the park gear now, and you see that slide back into red. And now we can engage the park brake. At the moment, it's not active, it's off. So I'm going to simply lift to engage. I'll feel the brake pedal drop as the brakes engage, and that way makes it nice and simple. I know it's there. Now, you can of course disengage the park brake manually by simply just pushing down. The park brake will also disengage if your seatbelt is on, the doors are closed, and you've got that car in the drive gear or reverse gear, and it's safe to go. So it won't let you drive off without the park brake on, but it will certainly let you know when the park brake needs to be engaged. If the car is in gear, as a great little safety mechanism, the car's in gear like it is at the moment, and I've got the park brake off, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to simply open my driver's door, and you'll see straight away, even though the car remains in gear, park brake switched on automatically, and that's safety. That's designed obviously to make sure that you don't then accidentally roll away. All right, so pop that back in park there now, and nice and red, nice and easy to see. Throughout all this process, here on the left side of the dashboard, you'll see I'm going to pop it into drive. That changes to D. I'm going to pop it into reverse now, or neutral, reverse. Right, we know there, so we can see it nice and clearly on the dashboard. I'm going to put it back into park, and there we go. Okay. So, welcoming you through, and I'll go back to the home screen here, welcoming you through to the home screen of the Q5. Nice, simple and easy. They basically treat the screen here like your current set of phone, where you've got apps and you've got widgets that are set up. This is your main home screen, which obviously nice and easy runs you through. Your radio, AM, FM and digital radio streams. Your media, so your Bluetooth phone integration, your USBs that are down here, located on the dashboard here, or certainly in the back section of the glove box next to the wireless charger. Your telephone, of course, Bluetooth phone connection, navigation, and then a range of other little tiles here, phone apps, cars, favorites. As you go over, there's other options you can run through here. Most important thing here is with the phone apps. Phone apps is your wireless CarPlay, Apple CarPlay, of course, which is wireless, or Android Auto, which must be plugged in currently with current data, set up through one of those USB ports. So nice and simple and easy to use. Now, all these simply take is a simple press like that with navigation. That's now loaded up the screen there, which makes it nice and simple. Hit the search button. We've got a range of either keyboards, which you can type away with here, or a scribble pad. So in other words, I can just put in there one of my favorite locations, Bunnings, right? And as that then pops through, B-U-N-N-I-N-G, we see a chat away there, and I've now got the search results here on the right side. Because this is enabling the Google search system, when you're actually looking for an address or a location, you can actually put in a name of a restaurant, name of a hotel, name of a store, Bunnings, Kmart, whichever one you need to do, and that'll actually use it through the Google search system and give you the location. So there's no need to know the address of the location, simply just the name of which you need to go to, and we've got the distance here down on the right side. You can superpower it by simply clicking this, and you notice it goes to the little Google logo there, and that'll then give you then further information, contact details, Yelp reviews, so you can see through there as well. We'll just take a minute here in our actual showroom where the data's a little bit slow on the inside. It's a little bit blocked because all Q5s, like most of the Audi range with Audi Connect, have the full ability to pair up and have that Google search system come through. Do apologise, the system inside the showroom here doesn't tend to work. So clicking through there, We're now going to load up the location. I can see weather, I can see parking near, I can see where the location is. With fuel stores, I will be able to even see the data of the fuel pricing at the moment. And so that's very easy and simple to do, okay? So nice and simple. This is just set to the night mode again because this is inside the showroom. It thinks it's nice and dark in here. So that way we can see all the information through there. Click the little home button here on the right side, and these are nice little quick tiles if you need to. So radio, media, phone, and navigation, that they're available at any point. We can click through to those. Okay. You can also scroll down from the top there, like any phone, and as you see here, Audi connection installation, web services are installed. It's giving me that notification, so I can, as per usual, swipe away. There's new data available for the mapping, okay, so we can download new mapping. And of course, this is a brand new car, so we can do the startup setup wizard, and that, like any phone, is designed to make it nice and simple for anyone to pair up their phone, connect their My Audi profile, and be able to enable any other services on the vehicle. Up the top, a range of settings that you can run through as well. Flicking the screen off too if you ever want to, and driving at night, especially through the country, you may want to then disengage the screen there as well. You can do that by simply pressing that. Little message will disappear at some point, and we'll be able to drive nice and peacefully without. Tap that again, that reloads it straight away. It does not switch the functionality off, simply just turns the screen off in itself, okay? All these little settings through here, car settings screens, are where you can go through and change, like I mentioned before, changing features like making sure the mirrors fold when, of course, you lock the car, making sure the windows are enabled to go down when we long press the key. And we can do that through most of these little settings. If I go general here, you'll see a range of different options and items there. Right, so we can go through and see brightness and displays, be able to change what information is relevant to us. These are kind of more set and forget features. To do with the car. You'll set them once and probably not change them again, depending what happens. Now, go back to the car setting here. This is to do with more of the functionality of the vehicle. And say, for example, settings and service here. Let's go to central locking, okay? And we'll see here, doors to unlock. So when we first press the key, it's going to do the driver's door only. Most people prefer to have all doors on that first press. Long press to open the windows. So like I showed you before, pressing and holding the unlock button, we want that switched on because it's a great feature here in Australia. When the car's nice and hot, you're going to jump in 5 minutes. Disable boot lid. So if you have something protective in the back there, you want to make sure that the car, no one can open the boot, or maybe the cars with valet service can disable the boot lid handle so that they can't, if the vehicle's unlocked, be able to open it there. Range of other little features, and there's plenty more you can then go through on the vehicle here as well. Okay, so nice and simple, a lot of playing with there, and of course reach out if there are any particular questions as we go through. Now, nice and easy, air conditioning, of course, the most important part, and you can see I've set this down here to low. In the Q5s, they're all fitted with a dual zone climate control system. Now that's the driver's temperature here, as you see. You can change that at random and set that up to 21 there, and the passenger side has changed as well. If I break that sync and change that passenger zone down there, this 3-zone air conditioning system with the passengers in the back having a separate temperature as well, we can see the option to have the different system there. Now, if I sync that again, brings that all back to the same page. Fan speed control, air conditioning on and off, direction control as well, all very well and easy and simple to use. Max demister on the front, nice for those cold mornings. Rear demister on the back, of course, same thing again. Recirculating air if you want, and of course turning the whole system off. Driver and passenger heated seats, of course, fitted on some models as standard and some models as options. This particular one has the option fitted to it. We've got 3 different temperatures there during the winter time. Okay, and you can set that up, and that's all individual as it runs across there. When you're then doing the final preparation of the vehicle, of course, if the vehicle is fitted with a sunroof, we've got the controls up here on the roof side, and nice and simple to create that easy flow between that glass roof in the back there as it runs across. Now with the glass roof in the back, we've got our blind control here. And our blind controls, I'll just change the settings for a second. Our blind control, which is our first one. If I engage that then just changed the little shade on the inside. Now, stop that at any point. The further front control is, of course, for the actual glass itself. So nice and simple there to use. Very much like a window control on the door, makes it simple and easy. Now with the newer Audi Connect system on the newer models, we've got a few little extra advantages here. So we've of course got our internal lights. They're going to turn on when we open. They're now going to come on the whole time while we have the car running. Okay, so that's a good one to leave on. We've got this little SOS button here and this little service button. So two great little features of the Audi Connect, which have just been introduced across pretty much most of the Audi range in Australia, is the SOS. If you find yourself in trouble at all, that is a direct connection to the Audi emergency services. So what will happen there is if you have an accident where no airbag is inflated, so therefore it's a little fender bender, so to speak, but the car is still put in a position where you need to activate towing or possibly gain medical assistance, press that button once. We can see it's green because it's active. That'll connect you straight through to an emergency service with Audi, and they'll have all the transmitted data from the vehicle, knowing what's going on, how many passengers are in the vehicle, etc., as that car connection is there. If in the example that a accident was to happen and an airbag was to go off, so therefore a more severe impact, they will automatically dial into the car and they will engage to obviously check and see if you're okay, if you need emergency services, and if no response, they'll then send that emergency service request out to the local authorities to get you underway. Because they'll have all the data, how many seatbelts, what airbags have gone off, where the vehicle's located through the GPS section. That information is incredibly important to making sure the first responders, if needed, are out there as quickly as possible. Now, nice easy little thing, of course, everyone hates booking in for services. When the car does engage and does tell you that it is due for a service, got a nice simple engagement button here to click to send a service request. And that means when that first prompt comes up about a month before your service is due on a time basis, about 1,000 kilometers before their service is due on a mileage basis, we can then press and engage and get that service booking done nice and early and quickly. That sends it out to your preferred dealer set up through your My Audi Connect profile, so that they then know to get in contact, book that service, of course guarantee you get you booked in for a loan car, and that way you know that's all rest assured and done very, very quickly. It's not left for a last minute thing. It's nice and easy to engage there as well. So some great little systems here in the new Q5. Of course, like everything, nice and easy internal lighting, simple tap right on the glass there through the front and back, makes it nice and simple to engage those. If you do have any other questions, that's a brief run through the Q5. Give me a call and we can run you through some more. Thank you.